Hello students, in present video I am going to explain fourth problem from journal lesson. This question I am taking from Telangana State Telugu Academy Inter First Year Accountancy Textbook. But this video is useful to all commerce students who want to know about journal lesson. On journal topic I made 3 videos where I explained about first, second and third problem. These 3 video links are provided in description box and in iCard. I request you to watch those videos first. Then only you can understand this video. Let us start the problem. On 1st January 2019, transaction is commenced business with cash 40,000 and furniture 10,000 rupees. Commencing means starting. Who starts the business? Owner. In this question, owner name is Bhagat. Bhagat started business by bringing cash and furniture. In first 3 problems, owner used to bring only cash. But there is no rule that only cash should be invested in the business. Capital may be in the form of cash or kind. Kind means what? Capital may be in the form of goods or fixed asset. For example, Bhagat is going to start one stationery shop and in his house there is one new fan, unused fan. Now, why to purchase fan from outside for shop purpose? What he did? Not only cash from his house, he brought that fan also. So, capital is in the form of cash and furniture. First step in writing journal entry is identification of accounts. Cash is coming into the firm now. Cash account is one account. Furniture is also coming into the firm. Furniture account is one account. And Bhagat is bringing these 2 assets into the firm. Bhagat account is third account. Second step, grouping. Accounts are of 3 types now: personal accounts, real accounts, nominal accounts. Cash is an asset. Asset comes under real account. Second, furniture. Furniture is also an asset. Furniture comes under real account. Bhagat account. With the person name we opened that account. It is a personal account. Now, last step is apply the double entry principles. For real account, rule is debit what comes in, credit what goes out. Cash is coming into the firm. Always you have to think from firm's point of view when you are writing journal entries. So cash is coming, furniture is coming. Therefore, both accounts you have to debit according to real account rule. Personal account rule. Debit the receiver, credit the giver. Bhagat is giving cash and furniture, no? He is a giver. Therefore, credit Bhagat account. Final entry is cash account debtor, furniture account debtor to capital account. Why I am not writing Bhagat account? Because owner name we should not show in the books. When owner name comes in credit, instead of writing owner's name, we should write capital word. Therefore, capital account is credited. Narration being business is started with cash and furniture. On second date, transaction is sold goods to Suchitra 20,000 rupees. This is sales transaction. Whenever sales transaction is given, we should observe 2 points. First one, what they have sold. Second one, how they have sold. Clearly is giving that firm sold goods. Goods are sold. And customer name is given in the question. Means it is a credit sale. Whenever customer name is given to us, meaning is we want to maintain her account in our books. We want to remember her name. When we remember customer's name? When we sell goods to customer on credit. Firm sold goods to customer Suchitra on credit. On this date, on second date, only goods are going, cash is not coming. Then two accounts are Suchitra account and goods account. Grouping Suchitra with the person name, we opened this account. It is a personal account. And the goods come under real account now because it is an asset. Goods account is a real account. Then apply the double entry principles. For personal account, debit the receiver, credit the giver. Suchitra is receiving goods now. Suchitra is a receiver. Debit her. And the real account rule, debit what comes in, credit what goes out. Goods are going from the firm. Therefore, credit goods account. When goods come in credit, instead of writing this goods word, we should write transaction name. This is sales transaction. So write down sales account. Then final entry is Suchitra account debtor to sales account, being goods are sold on credit. Third date transaction is purchased machinery 30,000 rupees. Purchase transaction is given. Whenever purchase transaction is given, we should observe 2 points. First one, what they have purchased, and second one, how they have purchased. Clearly is giving that firm purchased a machinery. Machinery, furniture, building, land, they come under fixed assets. Firm purchased fixed asset. For cash or credit, person name is not given. Seller's name is not given. Therefore, our assumption is firm purchased this fixed asset for cash. From seller, machinery is coming, and on the same day, firm paid cash to seller. Two accounts are machinery account and cash account. Even though seller's name is given in the question, don't take here because person's name is not required when we purchase goods or fixed assets for cash. Machinery is an asset. Asset comes under real account. Cash is also an asset, no? It is also a real account. Now, for these two accounts, apply real account principle. Debit what comes in, credit what goes out. Machinery is coming, cash is going. Debit machinery account, credit cash account. Then final entry is machinery account debtor to cash account. Don't write purchases word here. When we should debit purchases account? If goods are purchased. If fixed asset is purchased, that asset name only we should debit. Narration is being fixed asset is purchased for cash. Fifth day transaction, paid rent 5,000 rupees. This is expenditure related transaction. Firm paid rent to building owner, landlord. From the firm, cash is going. Two accounts are expenditure name is one account. Here expenditure name is rent. Rent account is one account. And as cash is going, cash account is another account. Rent is an expenditure to the firm. Expenses come under nominal account. Rent account is a nominal account. Cash account. Cash is an asset, no? It is a real account. Apply the formula. For nominal account, debit all expenses and losses, credit all incomes and gains. To the firm, rent is an expenditure, therefore debit it. Real account rule, debit what comes in, credit what goes out. Cash is going, therefore credit cash account. Final entry is rent account debtor to cash account. Narration being rent paid. Always you remember, in case of expenditure name should be debited and cash account is to be credited. There are some more expenditure transactions in the question. Let me explain here only. Ninth day transaction. Paid electricity bill. Electricity bill is an expenditure, no? So what is the entry? Electricity bill account data to cash account. Being electricity bill is paid. Similarly, on 18th date, paid wages. We pay wages to labor. To the firm, wage is also an expenditure. Then entry is wages account data to cash account, being wages paid. Then 25th transaction is also same, expenditure related transaction. Advertisement expenses paid. Expenditure name is advertisement expenditure now. Entry is advertisement expenditure account data to cash account, being advertisement expenses are paid. 12th day, sold goods for cash 6,000 rupees. Sales transaction is given. 2 points we should observe now. What they have sold and how they have sold. Clearly is giving that goods are sold. And customer name is not available. Means it is a cash sale. Goods are going to customer because we sold goods to him, and the customer has paid cash to us immediately. Cash is coming from customer. Two accounts are cash account and goods account. We need not to consider customer's name here now because it is cash sale. Then cash, goods, both are assets. Both come under real accounts. Real account rule, debit what comes in, credit what goes out. Cash is coming, debit cash account, and the goods are going, credit goods account. When goods come in credit, instead of goods we should write transaction name. Transaction name is sales. Final entry is cash account data to sales account. Narration, being goods are sold for cash. 15th date transaction is bought goods on credit from Nikhil 10,000 rupees. Bought means purchases, no? Again purchase transaction is given. Observe 2 points. What they have purchased? Goods. And how they have purchased? Clearly is giving on credit. Goods are purchased on credit. From Nikhil we purchased goods. Goods are coming. Two accounts are goods account and Nikhil account. Goods account is a real account because goods are assets. Nikhil account is a personal account because with the person's name we opened that account. Real account rule, debit what comes in, credit what goes out. Goods are coming, debit. Personal account rule, debit the receiver, credit the giver. Nikhil is giving goods to us, Nikhil is a giver. Credit Nikhil's account. Now goods account, we should not write now. When goods come in debit, instead of writing goods word, we should write transaction name. Transaction name is purchases. Then final entry is purchases account data to Nikhil account. Narration, being goods are purchased on credit. Last transaction of this problem is on 21st. Interest received through check 5,000 rupees. Assume that firm has given loan to Madhu. To the firm, Madhu is a debtor. Madhu has to pay the interest now. He may pay that interest in cash form or in the form of a check. Assume that Madhu is maintaining one account in SBI. So Madhu has given SBI bank check to us. Actually, there is a firm owner should go to SBI, Madhu's bank account. He should present the check and he should take money. But we are running business. As a businessman, We receive so many checks from suppliers, customers, etc. Can we go to all those banks? Impossible. So what we do, we maintain one current account in one bank, no? Assume that firm is maintaining a current account in HDFC Bank. Instead of going to SBI to encash that check, Madhu's check will be deposited in our bank account. Then collecting the money is HDFC Bank's headache. Now HDFC, our bank, collects that money from SBI and it will be deposited in our bank account. This is a transaction. Now two accounts we should identify from this transaction. One account is income name. We received this money towards interest. So income name is interest received. With that name open one account. And another account is not cash account. Because cash is not coming to the firm, cash is not going from the firm. Similarly, don't take Madhu. He has not given here. Even though he gives some name, don't take that person's name here. Because this is income transaction, no? In case of income transactions, expenditure transactions, we should not consider person's name. Then check account is not there in our accounts. Then other account is bank account. Then immediately we will get a doubt, whose bank? Madhu's bank name, SBI, or our bank's name, HDFC. Always you remember, we are an accountant of the firm. Therefore, our bank, the bank in which we are maintaining account, that bank name only always we record in our books. So here bank account means which bank this is? HDFC Bank. With the firm name, if you open any account, that is personal account. So HDFC Bank account is a personal account. Then interest received, this is income, no? With the income name, when we open any account, it is a nominal account. Then grouping, personal account rule, debit the receiver, credit the giver. HDFC Bank is receiving money, no? It is a receiver. Therefore, debit bank account. Then nominal account rule, debit all expenses and losses, credit all incomes and gains. Interest received is income to the firm. Therefore, credit this account. Final entry is bank account data to interest received account. Narration being interest is received through check. This is all about fourth problem solution. Hope this video is helpful to you. Thank you.